Project Nigel. Yeah. One of my tasks for today is to go and find the controller for the winch on Project Transit Face. So, off I go. Yes, that was a fail. What I should actually succeed at today is taking this engine out of Project Larry there. There's no reason why I can't do it. I've got the gear linkages off. I've got an engine mount off. I've just got to get a proper big strong arm to undo those hub nuts. And then I might be in with a fighting chance of having a job done today. If all else fails, I will at least succeed in drinking more cups of tea than necessary. And another tradition of mine, of course, is eating pork pies. And these ones were brought down by Josh the other day. Unusually, I didn't get around to eating them, so now they are just a couple of days out of date. But that's not going to stop me, why should it? Now then, sometimes these hub nuts are done up so tight that you can't even undo them with a breaker bar like that. See the flex there? It's just not working. And this is one of those moments where you just have to give in and go and get a proper tool. From the garage next door. And that makes light work of that particular job. Next, I will take the trolley jack down to the car to do some jacking off. There really has been some rather miserable times of late down here in the cold and the wet, but today is what it's all about. I couldn't be happier out in the sun doing this. Gosh, that's a worn disc. It's got a fatter lip on there than Katie Price. I'm struggling again. Some of these bolts seem to come off quite easily because they've all been put together reasonably recently. But things like detaching the steering rack, track rod end, just not really happening. And I need it to. But as I see, this car's engine isn't really designed to come out the top anyway. It's supposed to come out the bottom with a whole subframe with it. So I might just do that again. So just looking at this, it appears that we have it supported at the top there, and only I think four subframe bolts. That's not very much. It must be more than that surely. 6 subframe bolts. Wiring and the steering column, and maybe a couple of other bits that I haven't really considered, but that doesn't sound like a great deal. But of course most of this always looks like it's quite straightforward anyway. It's just a matter of undoing a few bolts, but then for some reason there's always a bit more to it than that. Currently I have less than 2 hours before I have to go out. Yeah, less than 2 hours before I've got to go out, and I'd like to actually have this engine out by then. So, time to get my proper gloves on. I've just undone the gearbox mount to the body, and this doesn't look right at all. That's it. One 13mm bolt holding the gearbox on. That just doesn't seem right to me at all. I think we're well and truly on our way out of this car. Well, this is certainly the first time this year I found myself wishing it was a bit cooler. Brilliant, eh? Even I opened up my doors and came here just because it's cooler. And now I've got to lug my engine crane up there. Now, here comes the tricky part. If I lift up the front of the car, that's easy. But where am I going to move the engine then? Because the engine needs to move forward. That was very much the mistake I made last time with Project Terry, having the engine crane kind of trapped where it was. So I need to try and lift it from the side somehow. Where can I lift it from? The plan is to put the captive nuts through the engine mount there and then lift it up with the chain on this corner. Okay, so I have a couple more bits to undo yet. Clearly, this is the way it works, but it's still very, very heavy. In fact, a bit too heavy. I'm wearing myself out trying to pull it. I'm going to need some help, and I know just the tool that will help with this an awful lot. Somebody very faithful, somebody very useful, somebody with lots of different coloured panels. Yes, Project Nigel can help. Project Nigel can pull this engine and subframe out of the way without a complaint. I would ask Morris, but I don't think he wants to get his feet dirty. Nigel just likes to muck in and properly help. Nigel wants to see. The next job is clearly to strip down this engine. It will be so much easier to put all those parts away if they're small parts, because that weighs quite a lot as it is. It's just taken me nearly half an hour to wrap up that parcel there, that one. Well, maybe 20 minutes or 15. But the point is, it's just irritating. Wiper linkage is just too big. Boxes too small. Then you got to start messing around with loads and loads of tape and stuff, and it's makes me wonder whether it's really worth the effort. Come and collect these things. So to move this engine, I want to reduce as much weight as possible. So there we go, one suspension leg, probably about 3 kilos, and another one. 6 kilos doesn't make a great deal of difference at the moment. It is now time to go home. So look at what I've done. Not enough.